Hello and welcome to The Entrepreneur. I'm your host, Faith Katai. The Zambian government has long recognized the vital role that entrepreneurship plays in driving economic growth and wealth creation across the country. This is why the Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprise Development, MSME, was established to foster the growth of micro, small and medium enterprises as well as cooperatives in order to enhance job creation and expand economic opportunities nationwide. And on the program today, we are featuring the Principal Public Relations Officer from the Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprise Development, Virginia Chilongo, who will enlighten us on what the ministry is doing to promote and support entrepreneurship across the country. Virginia, welcome to The Entrepreneur.
Thank you, Faith. Thank you for having me, and in turn, thank you for hosting the Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprise Development.
Okay, just to start with, maybe tell us the mandate of the Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprise Development.
Well, thank you very much. The Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprise Development, sometimes also called the last born of ministries, because we were recently enacted as a ministry. Or recently created. The ministry was created in 2021, just after the New Dawn government was ushered in as an administration. And our focus, our mandate as a ministry, is to foster the growth and development of SMEs and cooperatives. And that's a very important component because most people don't know that as a ministry, we are also in charge of cooperatives. Maybe the name should have been Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprise Development and Cooperatives because it's a major part of what we do. In fact, the Registrar of Cooperatives sits within the ministry. He has a department known as the Department of Registration and Regulation under the Ministry of SME. And so basically that's what we do as a ministry. We foster the growth of all SMEs or cooperatives because actually essentially what cooperatives do, they are SMEs. Yes, and so basically that is exactly what we do. Actually, even when we talk about SMEs, we go beyond SMEs. We also focus on micro. So there's micro, small, and medium enterprises. So, you know, basically, if you were to put all this together, the name of the ministry can be very, very long. The Ministry of Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprises and Cooperative Development. And so basically, that's what we do. We help to foster this growth based on whatever that you need. Now, here's a very important part. Most people assume that when you talk about fostering growth, you only talk about empowerment, money, and the like. But there are various ways that we do that. Yes, of course, that could be one way. Yes, they're right. But also, we have various ways that we help to grow our SMEs. We have capacity building, where you have a business idea. We help you birth that idea, and we help you grow it and maintain it. An example is that most people assume that when you get capital, or when you get money, the first thing you need to do is establish your physical space as a business. You get office space, you get the latest Hilux vehicles, you insure all your employees. You know, there's certain things that people assume is what you should do, but we'll help you, we'll guide you, we'll say, look, this is how your business is. These are the priorities that you should put in place. This is how you can grow your business. This is where the market is. Speaking of market, the other thing we also do is we connect our businesses, our SMEs rather, to businesses. That's essentially market linkages. Especially those are into production, could be food production, you know, those that are into timber and wood processing, those that are into various things that you are doing. At the end of the day, what you need is a market where you can sell and get, offload your business, offload your products. And we help to provide that linkage, whether it is local or international. That is our role as a ministry, and we do that. We provide also opportunities for people to showcase their business. There are various things that we do. At the end of the day, anything that relates to a business, and if you would want to grow that business, we are there as a ministry, and we have been doing a lot of work for that.
Great. Let's talk about the key policies that the ministry has actually introduced to support entrepreneurs across Zambia.
Well, okay, let me give you a background of the ministry so that people should appreciate how far we have come. So essentially, before the ministry was created, it was just a department or like a unit under the Ministry of Commerce, Trade and Industry. And so essentially, it was taken away and then created as a ministry. That goes to show you how much importance that the New Dawn government, the New Dawn administration places on SMEs. SMEs are essentially the backbone of every economy. If you look at Zambian statistics, 97% of businesses are SMEs. And even when it comes to contributing to job creation, 70% of that is done by the SME. So that is how important this ministry is. And so after it was now made into a ministry, we now had to look at some of the things that are required for our SMEs. What have they been looking for? What are the kind of policy reforms that they would really appreciate? So we sat down and we have made a few changes. We have made a few policy directions. Also, you should understand that the ministry usually does not work alone in silos, because whatever that we do also falls back on other ministries. An example is that you talk about some of our SMEs who operate in the markets and public stations. That also requires collaboration with the Ministry of Local Government and other ministries, even the Ministry of Health. And so sometimes the policy directives may not come directly from the ministry, but there is collaboration and enacted through other ministries. We have, as a ministry, we are currently working on the cooperatives bill to adjust this bill. This bill for decades and decades has never been what you would call maybe adjusted. It has never been changed. It has never been reformed at any point. Equally, the SME bill as well. This is something that we are also trying to look at, to focus on our SMEs specifically, what would they want, and we are trying to push for this policy to be enacted. And so essentially, on the other side of other policy directives that we have done, we have looked at the example I gave of our SMEs in the public stations. We look at some of the policies that maybe the Ministry of Local Government who put in. Just last year, there was some increment in permit fees, the health permit, the fire, and the like. The moment we saw that there was an adjustment, quickly as a ministry, we engaged our sister ministry and ensured that the plight of our SMEs were looked into. Also, we have other aspects that we look at. For example, there's what is known as the procurement, preferential procurement. Yes, so we try and ensure that even as government, as we are doing business, even the private sector, we try to advocate for that as well. But with the government, as we are doing business, we ensure that SMEs are given priority. They are given preferential treatment even during these issues of procurement, whatever small things that are needed. This is how we support, this is how one way we support our SMEs. And so there are various ways that we are helping and we are trying to support our SMEs. And through these other ministries and the like, we are trying essentially to support them, even in mining, whether it's mining, it's agriculture, everywhere that there are small businesses, there are SMEs, we are there to promote. Sometimes we may not even know that this is where the influence came in, but that's exactly what we're doing.
Wonderful. So then, how does the ministry ensure that SMEs have affordable financing?
Good. As a ministry, we have a statutory body known as the Citizens Economic Empowerment Commission. So essentially, the Citizens Economic Empowerment Commission looks at the SMEs as well. SMEs, the cooperatives, and helps to empower them. Essentially, just as the name says, Citizens Economic Empowerment Commission. You have to be a citizen of Zambia. Do you have a business? Do you have, are you at the requisite age? And currently we have almost 24 products, about 24 products that the Citizens Economic Empowerment Commission, CEEC, has laid down, where people can look at these products. You can go to their website or their social media pages. You'll be able to find them, or go through to their offices. You'll be able to find them and see where exactly your kind of business is and what your what you think, which category you think you can fall in. There's agro, mechanization, there's those that are into media, there are those that are, whatever business is covered, definitely it's covered. And you can go there and see where you think your business can fall in and how exactly you could access financing from this. Equally, we work with other stakeholders, the banks, the financial providers, those are people that we work with, who are definitely more than able to come in for our SMEs and provide solutions to our SMEs. Also, we work with other stakeholders. I spoke about the banks. We have a very big project in the ministry known as, it's basically in relation with we are working in partnership with the Africa Development Bank. So with the Africa Development Bank, we have formed a project where we have decided to build industry yards throughout Zambia. We have so far 8 industry yards, and these industry yards are throughout the country except in 3 provinces, and in the next phase we are going through and going to build these industry yards. We have provided working space for these SMEs. In addition, we have also provided financing for them. And this is exactly some of the ways that we provide financing and financial solutions to our SMEs.
Great. So let's talk about strategies. Are there any strategies in place that would help SMEs to scale up so that they compete regionally, internationally?
Yes, like I had mentioned, so with the industry yards, just to give you an idea of what the industry yards are. So in 7 provinces, we have 8 industry yards. The Copper Belt has got 2, one in Kitwe and one in Ndola. But for the rest of the provinces, except Southern, Central, and Muchinga province, these industry yards are in the provincial capitals. So it's basically like a big warehouse with working spaces. We have maybe between 15 to 20 working spaces for each industry yard. And so we take away our SMEs from operating in their workspace, in undesignated workspaces, like in their homes, in their backyard, in substandard places. Essentially, we bring them in these places and say, okay, this is what you are doing. You're making peanut butter, working here. You're making jam, working here. You're creating doors, wood, furniture, okay, working here. This is a place where it's standard. This is a place where you can at least work and be able to do at a very, very minimal fee. And so this is where we allow them to work from there. We help them to grow their businesses from there. And so essentially, that's what you're asking me. We help to grow their business. We incubate them, in short. Also, we provide market linkages, like I had mentioned. Not only, what are some of the ways we provide this market linkage? In Zambia, we have well-known the Agriculture Show, the Zambia International Trade Fair. These are also in other countries. And so we are able to take our SMEs, we take them to Congo for the trade fair there, we take them to Tanzania for the trade fair there, and other exhibitions, even as far as Algeria, we take them there so that they can be able to showcase their businesses, market out their businesses. And I can tell you that a lot of our SMEs now are into the export of their products because they were able to clinch businesses out there. There's a lot of demand for some of the Zambian products that we have out there. People are amused by what we are doing. For example, in the industry yard, we also have an SME that is into technology. He's making a smart stove. Katongo Musonda, he's making a smart stove. It's really on demand. We took him to Algeria, and there's demand for the stove that he's making. And this is a young person, a youth, who is now able to create employment for others. He's able to contribute to the GDP of Zambia, and he's able to even export what Zambian products can out there. We have another gentleman who is in the industry yard, Mr. Jaja, or the business is called Jaja, Jaja Farms. Jaja Farms is essentially, it was a business that we incubated, we started with, we grew them, they are into food production, and now they are supplying food to one of the major airlines in Zambia. That is how we are incubating our SMEs. That is how we are helping them to grow, to access markets, to access financial solutions, to access businesses through our SMEs. These are just examples. There are many, many more. Even cooperatives. There are some financial cooperatives that are doing so well now. This essentially is how we are incubating them. Now, someone out there can be very interested in what we're doing. How do I do this? How do I do it?
Exactly.
Yes. As a ministry, we are in all 116 districts of the country. We have an office in each and every district throughout the country. Most of them are found at the provincial administration. A person could just move and go to the provincial administration. They will be helped. They will find the officers more than willing to assist, more than willing to help. They will be assisted. In Lusaka, in addition to the districts, we also have the headquarters. here in Lusaka, and also throughout the provinces where the provincial headquarters. So there's a district office, the provincial head, and the headquarters here. You can be able to find all the solutions that you would need.
The doors are open.
The doors are open. In addition, in case you're like, no, I'm too lazy, I cannot walk, or maybe we're very far or we're too busy, this is a digital era. You can go on our socials, you'll be able to find the solutions that you would need.
Which one? Social media?
Social media, yes. We have
Facebook?
Yes, definitely Facebook. We have X, we have YouTube, but also we have the ministry website. You find all the information that you need, how to go about what you would want. We also, in case you would want to just to speak to somebody,
Maybe you can give us the ministry website.
Yes, the ministry website is www.msme.gov.zm. You'll be able to find us
and
there.
on Facebook?
On Facebook, we are the Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprise Development with a verified tick. So don't go on any other pages. Go for the one with a verified tick. You'll be able to find our ministry. Whether it's YouTube, you'll be able to see the videos, be inspired by what some of our SMEs are doing. There's a recent post that went viral of a young man who is making water from air. We helped to incubate that. We helped to advertise his business, and now the man is going so far. He has had his businesses certified by the regulatory agencies, and we are really trying to help. That's a very big innovation. I mean, you know, we have had some issues of climate change in Zambia, and then to have somebody who's able, from just where we are seated, you're able to create water as something that is essential to a human life. That really is what we are trying to do for our SMEs.
You are watching The Entrepreneur. My guest in the studio is Virginia Chilongo, Principal Public Relations Officer from the Ministry of Small and Medium Enterprise Development, explaining to us what the ministry is doing to promote and support entrepreneurs across the country. Programs, are there any programs that exist to support women and the young entrepreneurs?
Yes.
Specifically?
So the project I had spoken about with the Africa Development Bank is called Supporting Development Entrepreneurship Project, supporting women and the youth. So this project is specifically aligned to the development of women and the youth. This directly aligns with the question that you have asked me. And so in these industrial yards, we try more so to promote the women and the youth in the growth of their businesses. Away from the industrial yards, which many of you should feel interested, you can go out and just have a tour of the industrial yards, see what the SMEs are doing, and also support them. Remember, it's a business at the end of the day. You are free to go to these industrial yards. However, away from the industrial yards, even whenever we are making policies, whenever we have whatever direction we're trying to do as a ministry, we do not leave the youth, we do not leave the women, we do not also leave the disabled, because these are very, very important people in the growth and development of businesses in our communities. We don't, as a ministry, essentially we don't look at any other factor.
No one is left behind.
No one is left behind. We don't have certain selective factors. No one is left behind. We ensure that at the end of the day, a business is something that essentially will benefit the government at the end of the day. These are people that will be contributing to, whether it's their taxes, you know, they will be contributing to the GDP, they will be contributing to job creation. There will be so why then as a ministry would we not be able to support what will essentially benefit you yourselves as the government, you yourselves as the public, because that is our role. We work for you as the public. And so, yes, we have some of our SMEs, like I gave an example of the youth who are, there's one who's creating stoves, there's one who's doing water, the food production. We have women who are into mining, gemstones. We promote this. Nothing like this is a male-dominated field. No, we support any type of businesses. Well, we have women who are into gemstones. We have women who are into doing wood processing and furniture, doing very, very well. Now this is a person who is even able to penetrate other countries through our intervention. We have people that are doing food production. There's demand for some of the foods, the local indigenous foods that we have. These we have noticed have had much demand from the south central part of the world. Yes, this really is what has had more demand, and we are able to help our SMEs to be able to facilitate that export that we're doing. We have different products that are aligned for our women, but essentially, even when we are giving out, if you look at our statistics, since 2021, as a ministry through CEC, we have provided over 80,000, we have supported over 80,000 SMEs. If you look at these, most of these are more so women and the youth.
Okay, as a ministry, have you had SMEs or entrepreneurs coming forth just to share their challenges to you?
Yes, definitely. Like I had mentioned, we have been around for 5 years. Before that, our SMEs really did not have so much so of a home, like an actual ministry they could go to. Yes, they were incubated. They were more so under the Ministry of Commerce as a department, but where they would have their own ministry now is where they are. And so, of course, the first things we had would be complaints. Oh, there's this and that and that and that. And so that was the first thing we addressed. What is the plight of our SMEs? We quickly came in to address that, and so it's not something that really you would see an instant solution. This is a business, it takes time to grow. It's not like immediately you would have instant feedback and the like. However, from the time that we started to now, we have seen, yes, a lot of SMEs have grown, a lot of them have appreciated, and now the results are beginning to show. However, with your question, you asked me to say those who come with complaints,
yes,
and they like
their businesses.
Yes, they do, because essentially most of them come to our ministry to find solutions. It's not always money. They have an idea, they have a business plan, they don't know how to execute it. Some don't even have a business plan, but they say, I want to do business, but I don't know. They come to our ministry and we are able to help. We look at factors. Where do you come from? What are your interests? What have you done? And we're able to help.
Advise.
Yes, to advise. We'll give you a business plan, even how to execute it and go about it. Sometimes we even offer grants as a ministry to people to be able to go ahead and do their businesses. You maybe want to do a peanut butter making business. You need you have groundnuts, but you need the machine. We are able to help you procure and do that business, procure that machine for you, and you go about with your business, because that's what we want, to ease your business for you. We also work with various stakeholders. Some of them come complaining, no, the amount of money I'm paying, no. The most common complaint that we get from our SMEs is that, look, I don't want to formalize my business, because we do promote the formalization of businesses. By that we mean, don't just sit in your cantemba or just whatever business that you are doing. Get formalized, do the paperwork. Is it through PACRA, ZRA, and the like? Now, most of our SMEs will come through, and I'll be honest with you, they'll say, no, I don't want to do that because it means that bazambo need diamo manje.
Exactly, that's what they say.
Diamo now. Yes,
they'll know how much I'm making and how much they will be getting.
Yes, and I think it's a good thing that we need to open up and talk about these things.
The importance of registering your business.
Yes, exactly. So the complaints will be like, no, I don't want to. I want to access funding, I want to access financing, but I don't want to formalize my business because they'll know how much I'm getting, and now they'll be getting money from me. That's not how it works. We encourage formalization of business because it works in your favor. It works in your favor, and we work with various stakeholders like the Zambia Revenue Authority, whom we usually have workshops with our SMEs to just encourage them on the formalization of business and its importance. All these are myths, and most of them do not work as the examples that or whatever perception that people have in their minds. Actually, once they register through such agencies, they'll even be able to access more opportunities and be able to sustain their businesses even more. And so essentially, we do receive these complaints, and we are able to address them, and we have been addressing them and continue to address them.
Okay, so what are the dangers of not formalizing a business? Yes,
the dangers of not formalizing a business is you will not access any business enhancing any opportunities, nothing. You will not access any of that. We encourage formalization of businesses because it essentially works in your favor. We need to ensure that for example, you want to engage, you want to find a market for your business. You don't have a paperwork, you don't have an address, you don't have a tipping, how do you engage in business? We want you to grow, and if you want it's not possible for you to grow as a business if you restrict yourself. So the first and most important thing is that you may not be able to access certain empowerments. Talk about also cooperatives. For you to be a cooperative, you have to be registered as a cooperative. How do you access certain empowerments? For example, farming, anything to do with farming, the inputs and the like. How do you access that as a cooperative if you don't have a certificate from the registrar of cooperatives? If you are not contributing to what you should be doing as an SME, why would you then want to have a business? We are here to help you understand your business and to help it grow. But if you are fearful of the growth, why then do you want to engage in a business in the first place? So we really encourage our SMEs. Very soon we will get back to having our usual workshops that we have with the various partners, such as the Zambia Revenue Authority. They will have PACRA. We have NAPSA as well. These are the institutions that we gather together with our SMEs so that they are able to teach our SMEs. And I can assure you that from what we have been doing, the information that we have been having, most of our SMEs have indeed registered their businesses, and they are calling out those myths that really go about.
Okay. Finally, Virginia, as we come to the end of the program, what message would you like to share with entrepreneurs or SMEs across the country to inspire and also guide them in their journey?
Well, thank you very much. You see, the Republican President, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, just from inception, has always been talking about entrepreneurship and its importance. Always have something to lean on. You can have your job that you are doing, your formal job, or informal job, whatever it is that you're going about. However, always have a business. Always have something you could lean on. Entrepreneurship, entrepreneurship. The Republican president always talks about this, and those that have entered into entrepreneurship will really attest that it is something that you can always rely on. You can have a job, but always also be your own boss. Be able to control your own finances. And we encourage our SMEs to come through to us, to our offices, come through and engage one of our officers. Talk to them.
Where are your offices?
Our offices are, as I mentioned earlier, we are in all 116 districts. We have District Cooperative and Entrepreneurship Development Officer. You can just go to the district administration and request for an officer from the SME. You will be guided to where that office is. Whether you also, if you are in the province, you can go to the provincial administration. You will find the provincial Cooperative and Entrepreneurship Development Officer. Also, we have the headquarters here in Lusaka for the ministry. We have 4 main departments. That is the Department of Business Development and Grants, the Department of Small and Medium Enterprises. We have the Department of Registration and Regulation, and also the Department of Cooperative and Entrepreneurship Development. These are the 4 main departments that deal with members of the public. So you can come through. We have our doors are open. You'll be guided, and we'll be able to help with your business. Even if you don't have a business plan, you don't have anything, but you want to go into business, come through. We'll be able to help. We'll be able to guide. So we encourage once again our SMEs and also to be compliant. We encourage you to be compliant and formalize your business. It is in your favor, and it will work towards the growth and development of the nation at large.
Virginia, thank you so much for coming through to the Entrepreneur.
Thank you very much. I appreciate, and we as a ministry appreciate hosting us.
Viewers, we have heard that government's recognition of entrepreneurship as a critical sector is a positive step towards strengthening the country's economic development. That's all we had for you on the Entrepreneur. My name is Faith Katai. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.